Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new video, and this time I want to answer a question that I received, and I thought that maybe it was interesting to share with you. And it's when I change the brush, what is the life for a brush? So let's start. Normally I paint with different sizes of brushes, so I have some that are big. Okay, so I have different. I try to work with different sizes. These are the brushes that I use the most. Okay, you see, each one have of course different purposes when I'm painting. And then I have this that is really big. For example, this and we have the typical dry brush. Okay, so when I change each brush, of course, when I'm talking this one that is for the very fine detail, okay, I change it when I don't have a nice tip. For example, this is one brush that it lasts me a lot. This is the Artisan, the new brush. I think it's about 15 euros from Games Workshop. It's almost you see that you cannot read there. It's the same. Then this is another one that I bought from another brand. I don't remember now it's from I don't remember the brand. These ones that are for detail, as soon as I cannot do the detail, I change them. And normally I try to have always one in reserve to do, just in case I don't feel confident, I use the one they have as a backup. Okay, you see this. Okay, this is for the one for the detail, and it's maybe the brush that I use the most. And I have to say these two really, I've been using this. I use it for a 7 months or more. This one from Games Workshop is really lasting a lot. And this one also, I think was Windsor or something like that. I have to check. I don't remember. But these ones I try to go for some that are good quality. And when I say good quality, is in the order of 10 to 15 euros. Okay. Then I have these brushes that are this used to be the detail one. When I changed, sorry, when these brushes normally you manage to keep the tip, but you see here I have lost more of the bristles. So when it starts happening and it cannot carry almost paint, is when I start changing and start using a new one. The same happened this in the past. This was a thicker one, but it still have a nice tip, and this way sometimes I can also use it for the tail. But this one that really have also lost a lot of their bristles. Okay, so this is one point. So I would say when you when the tip when you don't have enough bristles. This one is more the base, for example. Here I'm not that I would say that picky. I go for, you can go for a cheaper brush, and I change them when it's opening too much or when I don't have enough. Again, when I have the same problem there that I don't have, but normally the problem we have with this, you see the tip is start bending. So this is the main problem I have with these type of brushes, of the tip is bending or the tip is opening in two. When this is happening, I change the brush. How to avoid that and how to minimize this effect is always I wash the brush constantly with my water, and I try to avoid that the paint goes in that area. So here you see this is a mistake. You don't have to have paint in that area. When you have paint in the, let me see if I can focus more. So when you have paint at the base of the bristles is when you can have problems, and then it start opening. So you have to avoid that. This happens normally with all the big brushes. This is also another one that I use it a lot, and you see you have to be careful. I try to keep it, but in that one, it's for big jobs and normally it's for tanks. The other ones, this one for example, this big one, For me, what is important on that one is that it's still soft and bending. And you see, I have a lot of paint here, so this is what is not bending. What I use for these ones that I wanted to be soft, I need them soft, to clean the paint inside. Okay, so I stop using them when they are too stiff. This I like it to be flexible and soft because it's to paint. I use this not for dry brushing, I use this to paint really big areas, especially to give the base coat for vehicles, and you want something that is soft. When I do dry brush, for dry brush, to be fair, sometimes I use this one, for example, I just clean. I also want, I don't like that it's too stiff, but and I normally start using them until the brush is too stiff that you cannot bend it. Or in that case, for example, it was used a lot, and really the brush was completely destroyed. Okay, this brush is useless, it's too stiff, and it's not helping you to do a good dry brush. Okay, I had the same problem here, so these are brushes that are really for me off. I keep it them, but I can throw them away. And then when the previous brushes, like this is one of the ones that I used to give some base coats. When they start not working well, when they don't work well for me, this, for example, I'm using now for dry brush, and you see it's still soft. Okay, and this, for example, it works perfectly to do dry brushing. Okay, so what I mean is when one of the bigger brushes start not working well, I keep them because then I can use them for dry brush. And the same I do, let me show you, for example, let me see, for smaller sizes. So these smaller sizes, this brush is not keeping the tip anymore, and the minimum that you work it is opening the tip. When this happens, you can use this to have a more detailed dry brush. And for me, this is working better, for example, than this small dry brush. I prefer rounded tip because I have more control where I apply dry brush, and normally is to apply very soft dry brushes in small areas. Okay, and this is another defect. You see, when this happens, you see this brush is not anymore useful. Even for dry brush is not working because normally it's splitting. How you can recover brushes? One liquid that I started using recently and is helping a lot, and I have to look for more, is this liquid from Rebel, is Paint Clean. Okay, I have a little bit here. Okay, you see that it removes a lot the paint, but it's quite a strong solvent. So normally you put it inside. Okay, and you will see it will help to remove. You see now the paint, the brush start to be more softer. It's really a solvent, and it's so strong that if this solvent is touching this part of the brush here, it's also removing the paint from here. So you see, now it's softer, and this can be used now for dry brush. I will not use it to do base coats. For example, this one that was really stiff. Okay, I cannot bend it. You put it with this thing, and now you see it's much softer, and now I can use it for dry brush again. Okay, you clean it a little bit more. Okay, you see that it's remove the paint between the bristles. Okay, and now you have to repeat the operation several times, and you will see that the brush starts being clean and again useful. So this is a way for me to recover some brushes that are more for big works, or like dry brush, or to give base coats. This solvent, I will not recommend it for the tail brush or expensive brushes, because I don't think you will recover a brush to me is again nice to paint. The other product that I use to work, to maintain my brushes is from time to time. You should do this after every painting job, but to be fair, I don't use it. So it's this thing, is this soap, okay? It's a brush cleaner. It's more a soap, so you clean, and then what you try to do is, I try to pass it, and you see that you will see that it starts taking out this type of paint. So I just you clean it, and then you start trying to clean the brush as much as possible. This is good for your detail brush. It's a product that will help to make the life longer and will remove a little bit the dry paint that you have in your brush. Okay, you need clean water to clean the soap. Okay, I recommend to do it in the tap. I normally use it in the tap because it's easier for me to clean, but you see that, take again clean water, and you repeat it. So this is another way to keep your brushes in good shape. Okay. And then what I do before, okay, and you see this brush is, what I did before closing is I remove with the paper to keep it clean. Okay, so these are some way to maintain, and you see this I use it also in the solvent, and you see why the brush is like that here, because I put this brush in the solvent, because I don't use this really for detail this brush. I can put it in the other solvent to really remove. I like more the other solvent since I started using, because the effect is much faster. It's helping to remove a little bit the paint that is accumulated in the base, and it's making the life of your brush a little bit better. A little bit longer, sorry. So these are some tips that I use, but to be fair, I try to have always a new brush next to me, in the way that once these brushes start not working well, I really go for a new one. This is the artisan one from Games Workshop. I was pretty happy. I still using this one, but yeah, I changed it for a new one. So this is the sizes I use the most. Okay, and then this, if I will say, these are the ones that I use the most. Okay, these are the sizes that I use the most, and yeah, okay, and I use until these ones until I have and I stop using them when I see that I don't have enough bristles to paint, and they don't carry enough paint, or I have the tip, especially these ones, when the tip is not good enough, you have to change it. If not, you cannot do details. This one is for fine detail. If I cannot really be accurate when I want to paint an A, when I want to paint a detail, then is a moment to change. These ones, you can be more tolerant. You see the tip is not really that good, but this is more for base coating, to apply the basic colors. You can be more indulgent, and I stop using once it's opening too fast, because normally you see when the brush starts to be old, when you start painting, it start opening the tip. When this happens too frequently, I change the brush. I'm quite picky on that. I prefer to change the brush more often than suffering painting. So these are my tips, and to be fair, I'm using mainly Games Workshop brushes. I'm quite happy so far. I tried our brands, and this one really worked well for me, and sorry that I don't remember exactly which brand it was. It's one of I went just to one of the stores and I bought one of the good ones. So the only ones that I really pay more, and this is on the range of 10 to 15 euros for a brush, is on the detail. So it's on the level of the special, the artisan one from Games Workshop. Then for the base coats, I go with brushes that is in the range of between 3 to 5 euros. If you go for very cheap, the problem is you will not have control, the tip will open very fast and will not help you to work. You always need, if you want to go for detail, some nice brushes that you can have precision. And yeah, the other thing is, to be fair, I don't follow the guidances from Games Workshop. This is a layer brush, or this one is the base brush. If the tip is the same size, I use it for the same. I don't care, to be fair, on that. And yeah, I just look the size of the tip. I like that the bristles are not too hard, but and that's all. So you see, this is a brush that I stopped using. It's because it's well fine detail, but the bristles are I've lost a lot of bristles, and when you try to paint, it's opening a little bit too much, and the tip is not nice anymore. And you see that I keep them all. I don't know why, but you see I keep a lot of old brushes with me, for example, and these are the ones that I don't use anymore because I don't feel fine to use them. Okay, these were all fine detail from the old Games Workshop lineup. Okay, so this is, I think, the tips. Please let me know, what do you think? I recommend always to have this type of products. I did not use them before, I started using now, and this type of products really can save some brushes and can make some brushes are working. So look for I like more the solvent cleaner, but the solvent cleaner you have to be careful, can damage a little bit the bristles. So this is for the tail. Maybe it's better to use something more gentle like this one. Okay, so that's all for this video. Please let me know, what do you think. I hope you find this useful. I hope you find this helpful, and let me know how you maintain your brushes, and if there is any product that you think that is better than this, or any tip that you want to share with me, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments below. For now, that's all. As usual, like, comment, subscribe if you don't subscribe it. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.